All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back. We're back with another live stream here. So, we are doing a little something. So, it's going to be fun. And I put up a poll recently on my community tab. What should be the next live stream I did? Your choices were this particular set of movies, The Matrix. It was also going to be Social Network and Into the Dragon. And after a few days for people to have sat on it and think about it, we finally got our first decision that was made. And so we are doing probably a franchise that has been pretty damn toxic since even before the sequel trilogy, which I was not going to do this. I at first didn't want to do this, but I wanted to take some chances. I wanted to be ambitious, and I wanted to try something a little different. So, if you saw my physical media update for my birthday, you know that I got a few of these movies in one of my favorite franchises of all time. And I'm not going to waste any time. You know the thumbnail, you know the title. It is going to be for the Star Wars prequel trilogy, which I got this from Amazon for a really good deal under the buying options. And what better way to start off with the first movie in the series, chronologically, the fourth film to be released theatrically, and the first film of the overall Skywalker Saga, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Let's take a look at the little advertisement.
You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force. You believe it's this boy?
At last we will have revenge. Tell him to take off! Fear is the path to the dark side. Wipe them out. All of them.
Rated PG.
All right, so we're going to be doing the Star Wars films, but there's going to be some rules I'm going to have to lay down in order for me to get through this series unscathed and without any form of bullying or such. There will be no racism here. There will be no toxicity here. There will be no misogynistic or hateful comments here. Whether it's this series of movies, the sequel trilogy, the spin-offs, or even the original classics that everyone loves. So if you're going to be one of those people who say, I should not be doing this, anyone who says, I am a person who's just going to criticize these entire movies or such, you are not going to be respectful. You are not allowed my comments. But if you're going to be respectful and talk to me about the movie as we watch it, have at it. And that disclaimer goes for this entire series of movies, all 12 of them. Yes, that includes the 2008 film and Solo and then Rogue One, which I have on digital, Solo and Rogue One, as well as the sequel trilogy, until I get those on physical media. We're doing this all the way, no bullshit, no cutting back, no escape. So, and if you guys are new to the channel, all my social media links are in the description box down below. In case my Amazon wish list is down there as well. If you'd like to send me anything from my wish list. And because of YouTube's copyright guidelines and restrictions, I am unable to show footage of this movie. So if you have a copy of this on DVD, 4K, Blu-ray, VHS, or whatever, or if you can find it on Hulu or such, join me. We're going to have fun. We already got a nice comment from one of my big Star Wars fans, the man who wants to see Mara Jade in live action, but as me and him we discussed, It's going to get a little chaotic if she does. John Avenger. Let's see what he has to say. It's always best to start at the beginning. Yes, sir. So we're not going to waste any more time. I'm going to play the movie, and we're going to start. So let's play the movie. And by the way, I am watching this on my projector, not my TV. So, and no, you're not going to hear any sound because I'll tell you, there's a little story that happened with the projector when I was trying to watch a movie after the night after Thanksgiving. My speaker volume just cut off completely. I don't know if it cut off or it just bursted out sound. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna have fun, and here we get started. We got the Fox Home Entertainment logo, the Lucasfilm THX logo, and here we are. Phantom Menace. 2 hour. This is 2 hours and 16 minutes because this is the DVD version. The 20th Century Fox logo. I do got my subtitles on too. Lucasfilm Limited. The man who created this franchise. As much as we can just fuss and fight about what Disney has done, there are things Disney has done that has made some people happy, like Mando and such. In a long time ago, Galaxy Far, Far Away, Star Wars, and there's the John Williams classic music kicking in. Here's the opening crawl. I saw this back in 2013. I was always interested to watch these movies when the first 6 movies were shown on TV, like Spike Channel, but I never really had the full interest to watch them until I watched the documentary on the making of the original trilogy. Turmoil has been engulfed in the Galactic Republic. I'm not going to read this opening crawl. You guys, if you've seen the movie, you guys should know what the opening crawl is actually telling you. This was met with a lot of anticipation back in 1999. Everyone thought this was going to be the movie that was going to be critically acclaimed. No, that was The Matrix and a few other movies. This got some pretty mixed reviews when it came out, and they said the effects and the action was good, but they did criticize the script, the characterization, and the plot, which I can understand some of those criticisms here. So, and I will be pointing out my own criticisms with each of these movies, especially with the next movie. So, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, I hope, get ready. Especially if you are defenders of this, which I am a defender of this movie. So we have, of course, the character of Valorum or such, played by Terrence. No, it's not Terrence Stamp. I think this is someone else. Like I said, with this projector, it's hard to see what it is I'm going to be watching. So we turn the projector up a little bit and you have a robot droid. This was 1999. This cost $115 million. And it did make back 900 and something, I think 800, 900 something when it was originally came out. But since the 3D re-release, this made $1 billion. This is one of the many billion-dollar movies in this franchise. Master will be with you shortly. And here they are. You have Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Liam Neeson and Scottish actor Ewan McGregor, which Ewan McGregor, he is the best thing in these movies. He's also the best thing in Dr. Sleep. Sorry, Rebecca Ferguson, you're not the best thing about that movie. That best thing about that movie besides you is Ewan McGregor. He's the reason I watched it. But we're starting at the beginning. This is where these 3 movies, you do highlight George Lucas's issues in terms of direction and in terms of writing. But he has said that he's not the best director. when it comes to directing it. He said in my Blu-ray commentary for Revenge of the Sith, because I have two, one with him and the producer and the visual effects, and then archival commentaries, interviews with the cast and crew of Episode 3. He said in the archives one, he's more of a visual filmmaker rather than a literary filmmaker. So that does highlight some of this man's problems for one of his grand creation. But I still got respect for George Lucas. This scheme of the blockade is finished. Let's go against these Jedi. I don't want the slime in my sight again. And now that is Ian McDiarmid, who's also Scottish. There's plenty of Scottish people in this franchise, isn't it? Ian McDiarmid and Ewan McGregor. Hey, they're the only. I think they're maybe the only two, unless I'm missing somebody. Who knows? Karen Gillan, she's a big major star outside of Marvel and for the Marvel stuff she has done. So this could be her with Mara Jade or a villain character or something. Just make sure she gets focused on, and just make sure she does not. Just make sure you have filmmakers and writers who are going to make her beautiful without over sexualizing her. Because that is one of my issues with Episode 2. But we'll do that another time. Let's focus on Phantom Menace. Yeah, I like these little droids. They're not the stormtroopers, but these little troopers here are pretty cool. What is going on down that? We lost. Okay, if I have any issues with them, I will say these guys, Terrence Stamp and such, they're not the best characters to me in this franchise. And yes, I do have my blanket wrapped around because it is chilly, so you got to make sure you're keeping warm, especially in the winter. Make sure you keep them good warm. Close the blast doors. Most of the effects in this still holds up. We haven't got to the real big effects yet, but some of these effects hold up, some of them does not. Yeah, I know some people don't care for this because this is a prequel, but I like a good prequel. We had fun with Rise of the Lycans, didn't we? Which I will do the rest of that franchise too. Just give me time. Maybe 2024. Gonna write my channel plans for the year, because this year I have full intentions on doing more live streams and a lot more collaborations, but dealing with mental health for the first few months of the year, I was dealing with personal situation that I did not want to go into, and Darth Draco. This is the guy I was kind of warned about in my chat. Do whatever it takes, no problems at all. I am. Battle Droids is an invasion army. 7 minutes in, we got to warn. I got to split up and slow board, separate and meet down on the planet. Like I said, the dialogue is not the best, but it's not as cringe-inducing here as it's going to get in Attack of the Clones. I know this is the dialogue here is meant to capture the era of the Saturday afternoon serials, especially the way Anakin talks to Padme here, but let's be honest right now, us Star Wars fans, okay, most of it is cringy, all right? Even in the new films, some of it can be a little cringy. In the original trilogy, even Harrison Ford said that out loud, because I watched him talk about it. Here she is herself, the lovely Natalie Portman, John's queen of cinema. She's in makeup and she's doing the accent, but when you take the crown stuff away from her, she's actually good in this. Not her best effort is Padme Amidala, but You gotta start somewhere. And there's still people who do dress up as these characters, no matter what trilogy or movie. You have Ian McDiarmid, the Emperor, playing Emperor Palpatine. He's not Chancellor Palpatine yet. We don't get that until the end of the movie and until the next 2 movies. Which, Revenge of the Sith, I'm going to say right now, I'll probably watch either my DVD copy, which is this, or I'll probably watch the Blu-ray copy. Because this is the only one I actually own twice. When I got the original trilogy box set, it was supposed to come with the special features DVD, but instead they gave me a duplicate copy of Revenge of the Sith in full screen. So I gave that to my sister, my second born sister. Natalie Portman is such a great actress. I know if this was the only thing she did, we could all agree she would be a terrible actress. But Natalie Portman, she's been in a lot of things since she was a little girl. Leon the Professional, and then Closer, and then which Closer, that was one of her first Academy Award nominations. And then also she has done a lot of great other projects, like one of her most underrated films, one of her best performances, in my opinion, V for Vendetta. It is a political film, but it's a great DC comic book film that does have the comic book stuff you're getting. It is a very political film, especially relevant in today's climate. But Natalie Portman and Hugo Weaving, they carried that movie. And the fact that she actually cut her hair for that movie, that gives me more dedication to love Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman is one of my favorite actresses. I should let y'all know. And also John Avenger, he is madly in love with Natalie Portman. Like, honestly, if we have a little clip I could use to say how in love that he is with Natalie Portman. Obviously, let's just admit how much John is in love with her.
Spoken.
That's pretty much John Avenger in a nutshell when it comes to Natalie Portman. So far, this is actually going way better than what I expected. And honestly, I was gonna wait till tomorrow to do this, but no, I said screw it. Let's do it. Let's get this done. Got some more reviews coming for you. I got some more 2023 reviews coming for you. I'm not going to try and review everything I saw in 2023, which that's usually what I do every year. But like I said, for the sake of my mental health and also dealing with some personal stuff early this year, I figure I'm going to change some things up in the way I'm going to review new releases. And I'm going to use like the what I watched or what Joshua watches or Epitastic watch list, where it's a series of catch-up reviews or review roundup for whatever movies I don't want to review separately. I can review as either a duo or a trio films. But if it's something I really want to discuss, you'll get my thoughts. Also, I've been a lot more active on Letterboxd. And here we are introduced to the most hated character in this entire fucking trilogy or this entire fucking franchise. Me's a Jar Jar Binks. Which I'll say, when I first saw this movie, I was annoyed as shit with this girl. No, I mean this guy. I was annoyed as hell with this fucking character. I thought Jar Jar was annoying as hell. He was racist. And I thought he was just a freaking stereotype who would not show. Oh, that is beautiful. That holds up. The Gungan underwater plant, the Gungan city, that holds up. That holds up. That is beautiful. Hey. Oh, we got some more comments. Let's see what we got. We got 3D Jake in the house. 3D Jake in his house. All right, good to see him here. We got 3D movie cinema. Best lightsaber duel and great soundtrack and battles. I love this movie. I know I saw your review. I saw your review of the 007 film, Dr. No. I look forward to seeing you do the rest of that franchise and also the rest of Star Wars. And just been enjoying your content. Hopefully we can collaborate on something in 2024. This is one of my favorites as a kid. I didn't see this as a kid because I was too young and I was only a year old and such when this came out, but I saw this back in 2013 as a freshman in high school when I watched the first 6 movies in chronological order. I pretty much enjoyed it. I've liked it ever since. I don't think it's nowhere near as bad as it says it is. It's got problems, which I'm admitting. The political dialogue is not the most interesting. And some of the CGI here does not hold up, which for the most part, there's still some good practical effects and some good creature work, but some of it is a little obnoxious in terms of CGI. But this was in the CGI age where CGI was still finding its footing. And some of the writing and some of the acting is not that great. But I think Ahmed Best did not do Jar Jar Binks, Ahmed Best. I think the actor who portrays Jar Jar Binks, y'all, I said this in my Blu-ray update. I'll say it again. No actor or filmmaker in this franchise should be bullied. Not George Lucas, not Ahmed Best, especially not this guy here, Jake Lloyd. I'm sure if he's out there watching this, Jake Lloyd, you are not the worst actor in the world, okay? You did the best you could for what was given. You do not deserve any of the freaking hate that you got. Not even Hayden Christensen, Natalie Portman, Daisy Ridley, Felicity Jones, or even Rian Johnson, J.J. Abrams. No one who has been a part of this franchise deserves any of the freaking hatred, all right? If you want to take your hatred out on someone for the way the dialogue or characters are written, take it out on someone who's actually worth it. But don't bully the filmmakers and directors all because they had a vision. The Gungan characters here, and you can see they don't like Jar Jar. 3D Jake in the house, come to say hi, give my thoughts on the movie. Last comment here. For me, Jar Jar was a toy and merchandise I always got from this movie. I have lots of Jar Jar Binks merchandise. Also, I'm glad you like my 007 reviews. More to come in the future, and also I'm down to collaborate. Well, good to know. It just pisses me off that the reason why I was hesitant or even doing this entire franchise or even this trilogy was because of the toxicity of the Star Wars fan base has gotten so bad. I haven't even reviewed the Book of Boba Fett. I haven't even reviewed the new seasons of Mandalorian, season 2 and season 3. But I'm going to right that wrong. I'm going to try and right that wrong. Because my epitastic fan base deserves it. That sound effect is a little crazy. But just the crash, the spaceships and the creatures and stuff, some of it is CGI, but you can tell where most of it is practical. Also, if John Avenger's watching, you can still comment, okay? Engines howling. The invasion is on schedule, my lord.
We'll have the Senate bogged down in procedure.
We have no choice but to accept your weapon of the system. The Queen has great faith descended will side with her. Queen Amidala is young and naive. You will find controlling her will not be difficult. Yes, my lord. And if I do the voices and quote these movies, y'all gonna have to forgive me.
The Force will not be the Force.
I'll say this. Compared to Denethor in The Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, the Grand Master in Thor Ragnarok, and Dolores Umbridge in the Harry Potter movies, Jar Jar Binks, you're not as annoying as I thought you were. You're still not one of the best characters, but you ain't that goddamn annoying. And yes, some of my YouTube friends here, they are administrators. So, yeah. I'm actually having a blast with this. Again, like I said, my brightness on my projector, I can't turn it up and I can't do anything about the sound. But at the same time, this is also good that there is no sound here because then I would get copyright strike. Next time we'll probably watch this on watch these other two on TV. But I have fun playing this on the Nintendo GameCube. This set of movies, especially Attack of the Clones. Just look how beautiful this is. Naboo. There's so many. One thing I have to give to Star Wars is like they have so many planets. Just like with Harry Potter and Middle Earth, there's so many locations you could actually want to live there. These guys annoy the hell out of me so much that when I watch Revenge of the Sith on Blu-ray or my DVD copy now, I get so fucking satisfied when Anakin kills them.
He's lovely.
There are some funny moments with Jar Jar. I'll give you that. Jar Jar, he has some funny moments. And such a good cast, too. You have Natalie Portman, and then you have her clone, who's actually played by Keira Knightley. What? No, I didn't even know Keira Knightley was in this movie. Because I know who Keira Knightley is, Pirates of the Caribbean and such, but I didn't know she was in this movie. I also didn't know that Dominic West was in this movie, or Sofia Coppola, which it was only a cameo for her. She got a lot of shit for playing in The Godfather 3, but I thought she did fine here. LGB Electric Dino 75. Hey, Joshua, partner, nice meeting with you. It's nice to meet you. Nice to see you here. Ooh, the choreography is great. And yes, this is a different time in the Star Wars saga. This is 32 years before the original set of films and 12 years before the Galactic Empire, okay? So I actually don't mind this choreography by Nick Gillard. Watching the documentary to hear, which, as I said, these movies, this trilogy of movies have 6 hours of special features. You got exclusive deleted scenes documentary featuring 7 scenes completed for the DVD release, the extended pod race, an hour-long documentary, which is one of my favorite documentaries on the making of a movie. My feelings tell me they will destroy you. Our only hope is for Senator to side with us. Senator Palpatine will need your help. You have, see, Natalie Portman and Keira Knightley. I'm watching Endgame and Infinity War in my area. That's great. I have done all 4 of the Avengers movies back in 2020 when the world went to shit. Pretty much. So those are on my channel. I had great fun doing it, especially Age of Ultron. Hour-long documentary from over 600 hours of footage. The beginning takes you where a few people have been before. Multi-angle storyboards, animatic film segments featuring the submarine and Pod Race 1. 5 featurettes exploring the story, design, costumes, visuals, and fights. A 12-part documentary series. Duel of the Fates music video, photo galleries, theatrical posters, and print campaigns around the world. Theatrical teaser and launch trailers. And the making of the Star Wars Starfighter game, which I never played. It's 2 hours and 13 minutes on the DVD, 16 minutes, because they added a few things and changed some things for the DVD release. Which is another thing the Star Wars fans get very antsy with, but I don't mind. I like the changes. This was the easiest part of playing the Lego Star Wars game. Now stay here and keep out of trouble. Ewan McGregor, no matter what you think of these movies or the franchise in general, whether you love them or hate them, he is one of the best casting additions to this franchise. And yes, I did make a promise to John that I would praise Padme Amidala. So if he's out there watching this, I'm going to praise her. Well, the actress, not the character. I have issues with the character. Because she does make some dumb decisions throughout the trilogy. Especially Revenge of the Sith, where I'm not going to say nothing else about it. We'll just get to it when we get to Revenge of the Sith. 26 minutes in. And 33 minutes into the live stream. So, the shields are gone. It's R2-D2. One of the best droids in this entire series. He, 3PO, and BB-8 and K2SO are some of the best droids. This is a fun action scene. I love. Rest in peace, Kenny Baker. You were great as R2-D2. You lived a very long life, and may the Force be with you. To Peter Mayhew, to Alec Guinness, to Peter Cushing, to David Prowse, and to those who have became one with the Force. This movie is dealing with politics and trade federation and slavery. She's disappeared, my lord. Our Naboo cruiser got plaster blockades.
What that treaty signed?
My lord, it's impossible to locate the ship. It's out of range.
Not for a Sith. This is my apprentice, Darth Maul. He will find your lost ship.
Now there are 2. We should have not made this bargain. Traveling in space. R2-D2 and Padme. R2-D2 is an OG for real. There's a reason why he doesn't stay with the ship in the other movies, even though he does. Because the last apprentice he had died. Clean this droid up as best as you can. It deserves our gratitude. And also, R2 is just funny. He and C-3PO and BB-8, they're funny. We're heading for a remote planet called Tatooine. In the system of the Trade Federation. I do not agree with the Jedi in this. You must trust my judgment, Your Highness. And here we are with the introduction to one of the most important figures of the Skywalker family. We know who you are, Jar Jar. Please, shut up. No offense. Like I said, he's not as obnoxious as the first couple times I watched this, but he's still pretty annoying, okay? We got one person watching. I'm sure that's John out there. Look at the costumes they give her. And they have to rebuild this entire set when they're filming because there was rain. And that it rained one day and they had a really bad storm and they destroyed the entire set. My area, we had a really bad storm like yesterday, but I got through it. We got safe. And they have to get a new part for the ship.
The sun does right.
This is Captain Tonica here. The Queen wishes it. This movie is going by real fast for a 2 hour and 16-minute film. Aside from some issues, okay? Like I said, I'm glad John talked me into this. Here, we're basically dealing with slavery here. In a freaking movie for kids. But here we are introduced to one of the most important figures in the series. One who shaped up for Luke Skywalker. Just look at the creature effects here. It's amazing. She looks beautiful, okay? She looks great. And I know Liam Neeson, he had problems doing this movie because it was hard for him to act against blue screen, green screen. And Ewan McGregor, he's 25 years old, playing as the character of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he just said, here we go. One of the most unfairly treated performances here. Jake Lloyd, which I feel bad for this actor. He was just a kid. After this and Jingle All the Way, he pretty much after Jingle All the Way in this movie, he basically got into some trouble and never acted again, which I feel bad for this actor. Like I said, I can't take some of the dialogue in this seriously. I gotta laugh at something, okay? If I criticize some of the dialogue by George Lucas, again, he said he's not that great of a writer. So, what are you gonna do? But I think Jake Lloyd, he does a decent job as Anakin Skywalker. He's nowhere near as bad as people make him out to be. Do I think he got so much shit for this after this movie that he never acted again. He became paranoid, schizophrenic, and just sad, man. It's sad what the nerve of Star Wars fans who are toxic can do to you. In this movie, this character, Natalie Portman of Padme, she's written to be 14, and he's 9 years old. and he's very mischievous and smart and loves anything mechanical. This is Watto, which he's not even that bad of a stereotype either. But this is and the character of Padme has had a legacy outside of this, like the Star Wars, the Clone Wars movies, the video games, and such. I promise you that. And yes, Natalie Portman, I'm more than aware that she is a bit of an activist, but Portman, she's such a great actress that she does the best she can with the material. Let me look at this costume. Look at that costume. You see that? That is actually very cool. I love that. Love that. What else can I say about Natalie Portman that hasn't been said? She's a beautiful woman. You also have Pernilla August, who is Swedish, so the Swedish can act here. Hey, Rebecca Ferguson is a Swedish actress, and she's amazing. So, but here, this is, of course, the woman behind Padme herself. Get a good focus on there. Can you see it? Maybe if I turn the brightness down a little bit, you may be able to see it. Just these creatures in the worlds. Okay, if anyone in the chat, if you were to ask me what cinematic movie world would I like to be involved in, I wouldn't know what to tell you, because there's a lot of great movie film worlds that has ever been put on screen. You have the world of Star Wars, the world of Middle Earth, especially Middle Earth. Those movies, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, they have some beautiful locations. But I probably tell you Harry Potter, because I'm biased. The world of Hogwarts, just to be in the Hogwarts environment as a Gryffindor, and then getting to learn the spells and hang out with other Hogwarts friends. And the best thing is getting the fly Bugbeat, the hippogriff. His name is Bugbeat. Which I would love to talk about Harry Potter, do like a commentary on it. I've reviewed the movies. I'm thinking about re-reviewing them, especially with Deathly Hallows 1 and 2. That way I can have a lot more to say separately, individually. You like these palettes? Thank you. My bones are inky. Storm's coming up, Annie. You better get home quick. Do you have shelter? We'll head back to our ship. Is it far? It's on the outskirts. You never reach the outskirts in time. Sandstorms are very, very dangerous. I'll take you to my place. R2, and also we see the creation of C-3PO, which I know some people have issues when it comes to Anakin Skywalker being the creator of C-3PO, but I don't mind it. 3PO is just a fun character. Here you have Shmi Skywalker, played by Pernilla August. She's in this, and she's in the second one, which you can understand Anakin's reasons for not wanting to leave his mom, because she's the only one who's been there for him in his life. So you understand that when it comes to the situation. And there's C-3PO. which I did hear in the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga game. When you get to play as him this time around, he gets to break things compared to the version in GameCube where you have to use him to unlock patterns, which that was fun to do with 3PO. I am C-3PO, Human Cyborg Relations. How might I serve you? When the storm is over, I'll show you a race. I'm building a power race. I'm not sure this floor is entirely stable. Oh, hello. I don't believe we've been introduced. R2-D2. Pleasure to meet you. I beg your pardon. What do you... the banter between them is just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And this is Darth Maul. We're on Coruscant.
Master, move against the Jedi first. We are not going to sign the treaty.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge. It's actually an actor playing Darth Maul, but it's someone else doing his voice. You have Ray Park doing the actual physical movements, while Peter Safran is doing the voice. And I think he does a good job, as they both do a great job as Darth Maul. Darth Maul, he's one of the coolest villains of the Star Wars series. Honestly, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have killed him off in the other two movies. I know you have to do that so we could have this set up to where Anakin becomes Darth Vader, which is the entire point of this trilogy. Whether you love this trilogy or hate this trilogy, George Lucas, he had a plan, he had a vision, and he made it happen. And he told the story that most of the Star Wars fans wanted to see, which was this. Which that's going to be exciting to talk about, is this fight between Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's emotional, it's personal, it's devastating. It's also heartbreaking too. Because you're watching best friends, especially when you watch Obi-Wan and you get that flashback of them training, and then when you watch the Clone Wars show and you read a lot of the comics and stuff, it's emotionally devastating because you're seeing these two best friends. They're like brothers. Having to fight each other. 42 minutes in and 50 minutes into the live stream. I can help. I can fix anything. I believe you can. But first, we must acquire the parts we need. With nothing more I know to trade. These junk dealers are... Yes, as I said, the dialogue is not the greatest, but there's some stuff I can quote here in this trilogy. It's episode 2, anything with Yoda is an automatic quote. Buntai Eve. You can enter my pod, and Watto won't let you. Watto doesn't know I built it. You can make it think it was yours and give him to the pilot for you. Don't want you to race. It's awful. Every time Watto makes you do it. And his mom doesn't want him to do it. Your mother's right. No. See, even if his facial expressions here, We'll find some other way. No, there is no other way. I may not like it, but he can help you. He was meant to help you. Are you sure about this? Entrusting our fate to a boy we hardly know. The queen will not approve. You are the queen, girl. And the reason why she took this part was that Natalie, she was unfamiliar with Star Wars before being cast, but she was enthusiastic about being cast as a character she expected to become a role model. And she said, and I quote, "It was powerful playing a young queen with so much power. Yeah, I think it will be good for young women to see a strong woman of action who is also smart and also a leader." That she is correct. But there's also some very piss poor decisions that she does make throughout the trilogy, which is not Natalie Portman's fault. That's the screenwriting, because George Lucas screenwriting says you have to make dumb decisions. It's just like when you're watching a horror movie, and when you watch a scary movie, characters make some of the dumbest decisions ever. Like Halloween Kills. You have Michael Myers out in the street at the end of that movie, right? And you have the entire mob of Haddonfield, Tommy, the mom, Karen, and everyone. They got the mask off of him. His mask, without his mask, he's vulnerable. Because when he puts on that mask, he's like powerful. So when they're like beating him down and stabbing him, they should make sure they keep the enemy down. But dumb decisions, and they all get killed one by one. I'm just saying, I didn't write the rules of the scary movies. That's just how it is in the scary movie world. The great sweeping shots there. What if this plan fails, Master? We could be stuck here a very long time. It's too dangerous to call for help. It's a ship without a power supply. It isn't going to go anywhere. And there's something about this boy. Which this is one of the things I will criticize when it comes to this movie is I feel like the whole chosen one aspect, I kind of feel like he wrote that in the last minute, and no one treats him like the chosen one. That is kind of one of my biggest issues when it comes to this prequel trilogy in terms of a story structure, is that you have Anakin here. He is made out to be the chosen one, and you kind of, no one treats him like a chosen one. When he's being told to sit down, or he acts a little whiny and such, but he has no father. Can you help him? I don't know. I didn't actually come here to free slaves. Yeah, you're dealing with slavery and such in the Star Wars movies, but you have to remember, even in episode 4, Luke, we didn't know who Luke's real parents were. With this, you know who his parents are. And the thing I like about this packaging is that each of these movies are in a slim case. Jar Jar is just clumsy, but he's a fun. But he's not as bad. He's not the worst character in this series. He's one of my least favorite characters, but he's not the worst. "14 Days to Christmas." 14 days to Christmas, everyone. Hope you got your gifts wrapped, you got your stockings ready, you got your tree put up. See, he's trying to fix the pod race. And here we go when it comes to the pod racing. Hey. Vanilla August, she is great here. For the little screen time that she has, I think she's great. It's all. Pay no attention, guys. It's just my sister's dog. He's. What are you doing? Checking your blood for infections. Go on. You have a big day tomorrow. Sleep well, Annie. Obi-Wan. Blood samples as I'm sending you. This is also something I desperately hate about this. You put midichlorians in this. Would you just make this a little more convoluted? I'm sorry, we do not need midichlorians in this damn movie. George Lucas, what were you thinking, man? I promise I said I wouldn't be so negative. I promise I would not going to be so negative, but it's just some of the writing faults in these movies, especially later on in the new films. It cannot be ignored. There's Darth Maul, which like I said, he looks great. He doesn't say a lot. He doesn't have much of a backstory, but he's got it where it counts. We're an hour into the live and 52 minutes into the movie. So, no funny business. Don't think Anakin can win. Don't get me wrong. No. I have great faith in the boy. He's a credit to your race. But Sebulba is going to win. Sebulba, nah. He ain't winning shit. No, he ain't winning shit, okay? Sebulba's a wimp. But once the Don't worry, guys, we're still alive. Don't worry. Just have to check some things. The small toss, you won't win the race. I'm actually really enjoying this. Doing this. Okay. This is really cool. Of course you will. This movie does have its slow parts, but you know what? I ultimately really think this movie has some strong high parts into it. And here's the pod race. The thing that everyone likes to make fun of. Goes left to right, left to right, left to right. I have seen that, okay? I've heard this criticism before, but the pod race is a fun moment. Yeah, hey, my face seeing this in 2013 is like, okay, this is cool. I enjoy. I see why people like this franchise now. Speaking in Huttese, in front of you, the Sirpart pole position, Mahoret. A hearty hello. KT Wasp. Dud Bolts. We got 2 people watching. I hope those who are watching, I'm hoping I'm doing my job in entertainment. But like I said, no fear, no worries, no physical stress. This is what I love about this. Okay, that was too much. No, you did not need that. Be safe. And the sound mixing in this movie is great. I haven't heard the commentary, but I have yet to listen to the commentaries of the first 2 movies or even 4, 5, and 6. But I have listened to the commentaries for Revenge of the Sith and the commentary for episodes 7 and 8 on digital. Feel, don't think, use your instincts. We got 2 people watching. All right. So here we are, the pod race. The Queen trusted my judgment with your handmaiden. You should too. You assume too much. Start your engines. This was the most frustrating part of the game, the Lego Star Wars game to play, but it was also one of the more easier games to play in this. Mm. And they're off. Luke Skywalker has been stalled. Watto, y'all, shut up. He's still gonna win. And he's off. And there goes Skywalker. Go any go. Hey, no, this is no profanity. This is a family-friendly film for kids. Not really. He's trying to catch up. It is pretty much the same shot here, left to right, but this is such an entertaining moment of the entire movie. And how can you not hate the? How can you? How can you know? Forget it. There's a lot of action moments people can hate in these movies like this, or even something as simple as Yoda jumping around, bouncing around, which that's the next movie. If I'm not talking much here, it's just that I'm just sitting here taking this in, this whole pod race in. How far are we? An hour and 2 minutes. We're almost done. Almost done, guys. We're just in the second half of this. I get some of the criticism when it comes to this, but okay, I understand. I understand when it comes to some of the criticism towards it, but it's not enough to hurt the film. Wow. Just the sound design here, even though you can't hear it, and I can't hear the movie because I turn it for copyright reasons. Just the sound mixing here is fantastic here. Did this get an Academy Award nomination for Best Sound? Let me check. Let me check. No, not Instagram. There we go. Chrome. Oh, so there's an extra 3 minutes put into the runtime, right? Rotten Tomatoes, I don't care about them, but they gave it a 51%, saying burdened by exposition and populated with stock characters. The Phantom Menace gets the Star Wars prequels off to a bumpy, albeit visual, dazzling start. As of July 2022, is the lowest rated live action film below The Rise of Skywalker. Ow. And it got an A to F. Many of the aspects of the script and characters were criticized, especially of Jar Jar Binks, who was regarded by many members of the older fan community as toyetic. Ahmed Best, he later said he contemplated suicide after receiving backlash. Well, thank goodness you didn't go with suicide. You got to be seen again in Mandalorian, and you're embraced. Controversy over racial stereotypes. So what? Okay, that ain't my problem. Yeah, it did get some nominations. It got best sound effects editing, and best visual effects. But they all went to The Matrix, which was gratefully deserving. Even though I do think that's a better movie, but I do love this one as well. It received 7 Golden Raspberries: Worst Picture, Worst Director, Worst Actress, Sofia Coppola as such, Worst Supporting Actor, Jake Lloyd as Anakin, Worst Supporting Act, no, Worst Screen Couple, Jake Lloyd and Natalie Portman. That's going a little bit too far. Yes, the dialogue with them is not great, but fine. Okay, fine. No one else was commenting, huh? And he is almost there. He's almost there to win it. 52% and 59% audience score. Roger Ebert was pretty kind on this. I don't think he was pretty kind to Attack of the Clones, but 56% audience score for Attack of the Clones in terms of audiences. Uh, all right, so let's just get back into the movie. And so he wins this little he wins this little pod race. An hour and 10 minutes in. He's proud of her. You know, she's proud of him. Which about no. You swindled me. How you knew the boy was going to win? Somehow you knew it. I lost everything. Whenever you gamble, my friend, eventually you lose. Burn the pants parts of the hand. Come by your shop later on and you can release the boy. You can't have him. It wasn't a fair bet. Would you like to discuss with the Hutts? I'm sure they can settle this. Take him. And this is where Anakin, he has to leave and say goodbye. We have all the essential parts we need. Unfinished business. I won't be long. Pathetic life form. It's the boy who's responsible for getting us these parts. Get this hyperdrive wings. Yes, matter. That shouldn't take long. And they just have that pretty stern look where they're just like pretty stoic and such. But because the Jedi, they usually have a lot of personality in the original trilogy. But I get it. That's the point of being a Jedi. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to show love. You can't. You have to close off your feelings. Let go of the people you love. You are free. He's free. Will you take him with you to become a Jedi? Yes. Our meeting was not a coincidence. Nothing happens by incident. Anakin. Learning to become the Jedi is not an easy challenge. And even if you succeed, it's a hard life. He wants to dream of this. Anakin. This path has been placed before you. Yeah, here we go. The chosen one thing. He wants to do this. But he's also sad to leave his mom because he knows he ain't gonna see his mom again. What about mom? I tried to free your mother and your water wouldn't happen. You want to come? This is the hardest thing because having to say goodbye to the woman who's basically raised you all of his life. It's sad. It's heartbreaking. It's also very upsetting because if you a loved one, and let's say you have to let go of your everything you know to be propped up as some chosen one. It's sad. So I don't mind the fact in this he's giving a decent performance. He gives a decent performance in this, okay? He's not terrible. He's having to say goodbye to his mom. C-3PO, he stays on Tatooine. I should prefer it being a little more completed. if it wasn't able to finish you, giving you coverings and all. What's working with you? You're doing a great pop. Serve me. You're mine. Pay no attention to the distraction, guys. Having to leave everything behind, including your mom, I can understand why it's hard to just leave the person you cut. Annie, well, he's absolutely not. He's not bad when it comes to this. And here it is. He's saying goodbye. And we have. I know this one is not the most exciting of this first Star Wars trilogy, but we gotta start somewhere. It's Darth Maul. Hour and 24 minutes, an hour and 16 minutes. Anakin drop. Tell them to take off. There's a decent battle here. It's really the end of the movie where we're gonna get to this exciting part. Duel of the Fates. And the reason why that song in episode 1 is called Duel of the Fates is because that was the moment where that would decide how Anakin's future, how it was turn out. So George Lucas was trying to tell us that if Qui-Gon didn't get killed off, Anakin wouldn't have turned to the dark side and there would have been no Darth Vader. But even though that would still happen, even no matter which side, the dark side of the Force was still inevitable. And it's also the fact that impacts Anakin's life to where he's trained by Obi-Wan instead of Qui-Gon. We're a democracy till people have decided. Take them away. And he just got arrested. Underwater villages, they will not stay hidden for long. That's it. You must contact me. You come from a warm planet and a little too warm for my taste. Space is cold. You seem sad. The queen is worried. It's about bring you good fortune. All right. Caring for you will remain. I care. I say he loved because she's only 14 and you're only 9. So that age difference in the next movie is a little creepy, man. Here we're on car signs, which is hard for people to say. People will say it's Karu signs, but Supreme Chancellor, for your concern, Chancellor, there's a question of procedure. But I'm confident we can overcome it. I must speak with the Jedi Council in me. Come on. And he's going with Jar Jar and Padme. And the biggest problem why they don't want to train him is because Anakin's too old. An hour and 22 minutes in. I must be frank,
Your Majesty.
Chancellor Vallon thinks Chancellor has
Very little power.
of corruption. You more corrupted than he is, dude. Emperor, Snake. And here we are introduced to the Jedi in this. And I'm sorry to say this. The Jedi in this movie are a bunch of lazy ass wimps who just sits on their ass and do nothing. I'm not the only one who's gonna say that. Everyone else has said that. The Jedi's in this movie are assholes, especially right here. But we got an introduction to Yoda, a very young Yoda who's 870 years old. Here is some puppets. And we're introduced to the rest of the cast. Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson, as he will put it, is Mace Windu. He doesn't fight here, but we're going to see him fight in the other two. Frank Oz is Yoda. I love this character. Silas Carson is Newt Gunray and Kai-Adi Mundi and the rest of the characters. No doubt about that. The puppet still looks great, but I do prefer the CG version of Yoda in the other release when I watched this on Disney Plus once. Because it does match in line with the trilogy. The boy is here to see Padme. Let him in. Keira Knightley and Natalie Portman kind of have that same face. Let me show you guys a picture, okay? Take the phone off the charger. You look at both of them here, and you can tell they both have that same face. Now, take a look at both of their faces and take a look at both of their faces and tell me they don't look the same. There's Natalie Portman and there's Keira Knightley. Same face, isn't it? The Trade Federation at this time. Allegations to Queen Amidala. I come to you understand the gravest of circumstances. Joy eyes of the trade. There is no proof. This is incredible. Shut your ignorant ass up, or your ugly looking thing who gets killed off in episode 3. I forgot your name. Your name is. I know your name is in the credits too.
Well, Devious, what was the feast? We only want.
Just wait till we get to episode 3. I'm going to be very happy seeing that. Suffer and die while you discuss this invasion in the committee. Okay, Jesus being, don't you sass me, Padme, sass master. Yeah, she gets a little bit sassy in the next movie when it takes charge. She's like, no, you listen. Now they will select a new chancellor, strong chancellor, and that chancellor will be your ass. You gonna pay for this shit, bro? Do not defy the castle, master. Now again, I shall do what I must, Obi-Wan. Oh, this is going to come back into play later on. I will do what I must. If you would just follow the code, you will be on the council. They will not go along with you this time. You still have much to learn, my young apprentice. A ship, a cup, a ship, speeder. I love how Yoda does that. How feel you, cold sir? Afraid, are you? See through you, we can. Be mindful of your feelings. Your thoughts dwell on your mother. Afraid to lose her, I think. Everything. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. And he just sitting there. You was in doubt of him throughout this whole damn trilogy. And then I sense much fear in you. It looks like Metropolis from the way it looks. The way Coruscant looks. They wanted to do this first back in the 70s and 80s, but that's why he did 4, 5, and 6 first. And they weren't planned out either, but when they were able to do 4, 5, and 6 and Empire and Return of the Jedi, they were able to be pretty consistent and pretty good. Your Highness, Senator Palpatine has been nominated to succeed Valorum as Supreme Chancellor. A big surprise, to be sure, but a welcome. Your Majesty, if I elected the president, I would put an end to this corruption. Who else has been nominated? Bail Etilis of Anlitus of Malastine. I feel confident our situation will create a stronger voice. Be right back. Yeah, I'm sorry, people. I had to go. I have to go get some food, my dinner, chicken, macaroni cheese, and some apples. I'm gonna eat as I finish this. That's why it took me so long. But we're unraveling the mystery of the Sith, and we're about to be in the film's climax. An hour and 34 minutes. They're all sensitive. Why can't you? He's not dangerous. The council will decide Anakin's future. That should be enough for you. Now get on board. He even knew the boy is dangerous, but he had hope in him. Anakin, you won't be in him. I'm not allowed to train you, so I want you to always remember your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me and you'll be safe. All right, so okay, we're back. Let's finish this up. We got an hour and 36 minutes left. Come on, R2. We're still on the planet of Naboo, and we are in complete control of the planet now.
Good. I will see that they stay as they are.
We have no army. I can fight a war for you. I can only protect you. I can't fight a war for you. Uh-oh. I need your help. And the Gungans from the fight. At the same time, Jar Jar is responsible for the downfall of the Jedi. So, Jar Jar, what you're kind of you got down even more in my book. It's not my place for you to disagree with you and the boy. And I am grateful for you to think I'm ready to take the trials. You've been a good apprentice, Obi-Wan. You are a much more wiser man than I am. You become a great Jedi Knight. And that he did until the Jedi was no more. lot of people's been going in and out of this. That's entirety. Maybe if I do the second one and third one at different times, more people will show up. Jar Jar Binks and come others. I am Queen Amidala of Naboo. I come before you in peace. We have searched you, Your Honor. Who's at this? I am Queen Amidala. Huh? This is my decoy, my protection, my loyal bodyguard. Live in justice. Humble servants. Now we're about to get to the good part.
He's like this.
Maybe we's being friends. Okay, that's funny. The little blubber is like, I need to stop or I'm losing my damn mind. Oh. All right. Jar Jar bring us in the Naboo together. Okay, you did that right. Captain, what is the situation? Almost everyone in the camps. A few hundred police and guards have formed the underground resistance movement. The film. I choose. It's a device Aurora. Device Aurora is a little annoying.
Worse than I thought.
We'll try to make this a little more exciting next time.
Wipe them out. All of them.
It's about to go nuts here. Final battle, let's go. As I said, most of this is CGI, but there are some good practical locations and some good miniature effects and some good creature design work. And this is the climax. Mm-hmm. They're shooting at each other. They got the lightsabers out. Roger, Roger. I thought the battle was going from here. This is too close. Get to your ships. Stay in there, Anakin. One thing you can't take away from George Lucas is that he can shoot action pretty well. And the action is pretty well shot here. R2 and Anakin. You gotta have that Wilhelm screaming there somehow. R2 is confused and he's scared. The editor of this movie is, oh, it should say in the credits. It doesn't say on the DVD. It says during the end credits. And you just escaped. And you finna deal with Jar Jar Binks now. I like how they got these discs for the prequel trilogy and the OG trilogy. Disc 2 is just the amount, the 6 hours special features. The thing I hate about these, though, is that it's fucking hard to get out. As you see, that's the second. There's disc 2, which we're about to get to this fight. The Duel of the Fates. And again, they call it that because of they decide what Anakin's future is going to be, his fates. So if Qui-Gon had not died, he would not have turned to the dark side. But even with all that, personally, I think no matter which fate is placed in him, he still will turn to the dark side. It's a great shot there. I'm pretty sure, yeah, John Avenger, he's probably out exercising and stuff, but Attack of the Clones, I'm sure I'm gonna get him we'll get him a little early. to all the multiple people who's came in and out of this live commentary to watch me, I gratefully appreciate it. George versus the Gungans. The Gungans are kind of cool. But if I had to choose which would I be, honestly, I'd rather just be a Wookiee. Be like Chewbacca. Stay in the cockpit. Oh, he feel good. Feel good. Oh, shit. Wow. Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon Jinn. Okay, go on and take that robe off your head. Looking like the devil. There's a little bit of Christian allegory. He looks like the devil because he got the things on his neck. Great makeup, but Padme is trying to help. Mm-hmm. Duel the Face. I love that. I love that theme in this movie. The scores in all of these movies is great. The main Skywalker movies is great. Even if the sequel trilogy scores are not up, if it's not up to par with the original trilogy or the prequels, I still think John Williams does a great job with the London and Hollywood Symphony Orchestra. What difference does it make? It's still John Williams music, damn it. It's a different orchestra. So what? God. You acting like everything has to be your way when it comes to. I'm not even going. I ain't gonna deal with this. Try to overmote it. We got two people watching. I'm gonna set up Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Hopefully, I can see the movie a little better on my TV. That way, I can tell you all what's going on. Hopefully, next time more people show up, and John can show up and be more active in my comments. I know he's pretty much busy. The lightsaber is cool. I like that. Double-wielded lightsaber. Blue and green, and then it's purple. They're out there. They're trying to shoot. They shooting. Woo! 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 And I just dropped my damn microphone. You okay? You okay, buddy? Okay. Zeal sound. Get off. Get off. The Roger robots. We get to see them again in episode 2. Episode 3. They're just ripping them apart. And Anakin's out in space trying to stop this and destroy that cannon. Good soft is up. You did it all too. He got him up. Okay, let's go left. Got it on autopilot. Go back. Qui-Gon told me to stay in this cockpit, so that's what I'm going to do. Except he told you to not move. I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. I know we're in trouble. Just hang on. The Darth Maul shit. I'm gonna get more hyped up as we go along, but luckily there's no toxicity here. Maybe next time I won't do the rules. I'm just doing it for certain movies in this franchise because I know how toxic the fan base can be. Great chicken, great fried chicken. These two parts of the end of the movie were pretty easy to play on GameCube. But fighting Darth Maul was a struggle to get through the first time. Because in Lego form, he's throwing shit at you and you have to throw it back at him. Then he just keeps bouncing around up and down. Then he brings out the droids in crates. We can't lose you, Obi-Wan. Not yet. This ain't the movie. Basically, we're just seeing who is, how his fate is going to be determined. The force field is closed. You have to sit there and wait. He ain't even got to say a whole lot of dialogue and he's still cool. Which is one of my issues. But at the same time, he does fine for what he is as a villain. He does more in the Clone Wars show because he comes back. Yeah. Give me a lift. He has some funny screams in the Lego game. Like, ah, ah. Jar Jar. Jump Jar Jar. Now we go back to Padme side of things. Put down your weapons. They run this round. No, Anakin's about to destroy the thing. R2 is scared. R2 just has some of the best humor. Especially when he and 3PO's together. Everything's overheated. This is not good. Bro, it ain't that crucial. Stop looking at people like that. Hell, an hour and 59 minutes. He's trying like hell to get to him. Oh, uh-oh. He fought like hell. And he's about to get stabbed right about now. No, and Ewan McGregor, he sells that. So Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon Jinn has been stabbed by Darth Maul. Gungans are still fighting each other. Oh, they in a little surrender. Y'all finna get shut down. Travis Mitchell says, hope everyone's well. Hope you're doing well as well, Travis. Good to see you here. We're doing the first film in the Star Wars saga and the first film in the Star Wars prequel trilogy. We are doing episode 1, The Phantom Menace. We're about to reach the end of Phantom Menace, but I am going to be doing the other two. I will be doing Attack of the Clones next, and I'm going to do easily what people say is the best one of this prequel trilogy, The Revenge of the Sith. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch the DVD version or the Blu-ray version sitting over there. But either version is, I don't know. I'll probably choose. One thing I just picked up on is when the three of them are behind the red shields, their behavior foreshadows their respective fates. Hey, now that you mention it, Travis, now that you mention it, Travis, it made me just think about it too. Because when they're standing behind the red shields, the behavior foreshadows their respective fates. Obi-Wan activates his saber seconds before the shield goes down, showing that he's thinking in the future. Yeah, that's what I like about that, and I love about this fight in Duel of the Fates. It's basically who decides the future of Anakin, the Jedi or the Sith, because he is propped up to be the chosen one, but they don't treat him like he's the chosen one. I'll get more into it when we do Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. I hope you can show up for that. Qui-Gon activates his the moment it goes down, showing that he's thinking of the present. And Darth Maul, I'm pretty sure, is thinking of the past. Let's get out of here. Yeah, R2-D2 and the droids, they just went kaboom boom. We didn't hit it. No, you didn't hit it. It hit from the inside. Okay, that is cringeworthy there. When he says this is pod racing. That is cringeworthy, but he was a kid, people, at the time. It's not his fault. Y'all just attacked. Had Obi-Wan been thinking in the moment, he would have been able to strategize and use for speed to get through all of them. Had Qui-Gon looked to the future, he would have seen he was about to die. This is great points you're making. But as I said, Travis, I hope you can join me for the rest of these movies going forward. I'm just taking this a series of movies at a time. I'm doing the prequels first, then eventually I'll do the spin-offs, then I'll do the original trilogy, then I'll do the sequel trilogy. I'm doing all 12 movies, starting from The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One, Solo, the 2008 Clone Wars movie, and he just, wow! Oh, you just got cut in half. Yeah, I'm doing all of the Skywalker movies and all of the spin-off films. So, no, we are not doing a holiday special. I do not ever want to watch that holiday special ever again. Darth Maul focuses on everything. Qui-Gon pacing back and forth, foreshadowing a lifetime of repeating the same pattern of hating one person, rising and falling are apart, as we see in the line of Star Wars and Rebels. I just watched the Rebels during the summer. It was gordy. I loved watching it. Trying him. And here Qui-Gon is dying. And that's the end of Qui-Gon. Oh, you meant Clone Wars. So yeah, we will. The next one we're gonna do is we're gonna do one of my least favorite one, but just because this and Rise of Skywalker and Solo are my top 3 least favorite films, that doesn't mean I can't. That doesn't mean I can enjoy them. I can watch them. I can get some enjoyment out of them, but they do have their issues. Next is going to be Attack of the Clones. Oh, I got some shit to say in this commentary for this one next. That is very problematic with me. But I also have some good things to say. Don't worry, this ain't going to be a rant commentary. This is just going to be me criticizing some decisions here. And now we're at the end here. In the moment where Maul is focusing on Obi-Wan, the Padawan, Obi-Wan has to become the master of the moment, making the call for himself, taking the weapons of his master to outsmart Maul. He outsmarted him all right by cutting him in half. Now we see Obi-Wan and nevertheless, grave danger I fear in his training. Master Yoda, I gave Qui-Gon my word. I will train Anakin. Oh! Without the approval of the council, if I must. Qui-Gon's defiance I sense in you. Need that you do not. Agree with you, the council does. Your apprentice Skywalker will be. And now they're giving Qui-Gon a burial. And that theme music there of Padme, that's the theme music of the choir. You do hear that again in Revenge of the Sith. This music's playing during Yoda's choir cover of the Emperor's throne room in Return of the Jedi. I hear it in the ending. You will be a Jedi. I promise. Anakin will be one of the greatest of all Jedi. And the thing, what makes Anakin Skywalker's story so tragic is that he pretty much was respected as a Jedi. He had it all. He had the support of Obi-Wan. He had the love of his life. And he was going, and he had it, pretty much had everything until he let his anger, his emotions, and his lust for power get the worst of him. Here we at the parade on Naboo with the children's choir. And there's Jar Jar. The kids are laughing. Hang on, guys. Oh, crap. And there's his haircut. And we go to the credits. Written and directed by George Lucas. Produced by Rick McCallum. Executive producer George Lucas. Director of photography David Tattersall of all three films. Production designer Gabrin Bouquet. Edited by Paul Martin Smith and Ben Burt, who's also sound designer. Costume designer Trisha Biggar. Casting by Robin Gerland. Sound design by Ben Burt. Music by John Williams. Here's Duel of the Fates coming in. You can't hear it though. Starring Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor, Natalie Portman, you amazing woman. Amazing. Jake Lloyd, Pernilla August. Frank Oz is Yoda. Also starring Ian McDiarmid, Hugh Corsi, Oliver Ford Davies, Ahmed Best, Kenny Baker, Anthony Daniels, with Terrence Stamp as Chancellor Valorum. Design director Doug Chiang. Visual effects supervisors John Knoll, Dennis Miller, and Scott Squires. Animation director Rob Coleman. And the Duel of the Fates song. You do hear the end, at the very end, the credits, if you stay with it, you do hear Darth Vader's breathing, but Jake Lloyd, Ian McDiarmid, Hugh Corsi, Kenny Baker, Terrence Stamp, Ray Park, Warwick Davis, Samuel Jackson, Christian De Silva, Dominic West, Prison Guard, Keira Knightley as her Padme's clone, Sophia Caldwell, Stunt coordinator Nick Gillard. I just love how epic the music is in this movie. So, that was The Phantom Menace. Rewatching it today, rewatching this, I still quite enjoy this one. It's underrated. It has some entertaining factor to it. I like the performances mostly. The directing is good for the most part. Some of the writing is a bit iffy at points. Some of the effects, CGI wise, is a little weird. Some of it looks good. Some big problems in terms of the political side, subplot. Some of the dialogue, Jar Jar being annoying, such, but I still enjoy this for the most part. I'm glad I at least got one of these out of the way. I just have two more, and then I can just carefully do this carefully without any freaking interference. But I would like to thank Travis Mitchell for coming, John Avenger, 3D Movie Cinema, Darth Draco, LBT Electric Dino 75 coming. Next up is going to be my least favorite one. This will not be a rant, I promise you, but I am going to judge this movie for some problems. Especially with the goddamn love dialogue, and especially with the fact that Padme constantly changes outfits every 5 seconds. Did not need to go that route, but I'll see you guys for episode 2. All my social media links, description box down below. You guys know what to do. Wait, do you get a comment? No comment.
Well, that's going to do it for the video that you just watched. If you want to see more, my channel icon is up here. If you want to see more content from me, all my social medias are right here in this end card. I will also leave a playlist and a video here for you to see what the channel is about. As always, acknowledge me, stay fantastic. enjoying the episodness, and you guys